Good morning, everyone. I slept pretty good last night, I have to admit. Let's get some coffee going. This will be my second cup this morning. But I'm going to have my second cup with you guys, and we're going to do tablespoon, a half and half. Get this back into the refrigerator. I tend to forget to leave this out sometimes, and that's not good. One stevia. When I first started this a little over a week ago, one packet of stevia was not enough for me. Now it's fine. So I knew that there was going to be a little curve there, but I flew with it. I rolled with it. And that's what it's about. Is rolling with life and enjoying the ride. And so yeah. Let's go outside on the porch and let's have our morning coffee together. Good morning, everyone. It is bright and sunshiny this morning. I got out here on the porch and I realized I needed to take a minute to sweep the porch off because after the wind kicked up a few days ago, the branches and leaves were falling on the porch, and you know, it was bothering me, so I swept it off before we had coffee. It's an absolute beautiful morning out this morning. It is a little hot. It's not cool like it has been the last couple of days. And this is part of the reason why I'm not in a hurry to plant my fall garden, because remember, the things that I'm going to be planting enjoy cool weather, and if it's in the 80s, and it's not good for the plants. So I'm not in a rush here in the deep south to plant the fall garden yet. I'll get there, but I'm not in a rush. I did have my calendar set up for things that I wanted to plant and what times I wanted to plant them, and I had it scheduled. But my new eating habits changed part of those plans, and also the weather. The weather dictates when I do the planting, because I don't want things to just grow and bolt and me not get anything off of it. There's no point in that. So yeah, so no rush. Right now what I'm focused on is this new eating habits, and I feel like I'm doing such a good job of it that I want to keep my focus on it. And so that's what I'm doing. Now, yesterday's video, you saw me cooking my dinner late in the evening because I completely forgot that I was scheduled to do karaoke. And so I completely forgot. So some family and friends reminded me, and I was like, oh, let me put everything in the refrigerator and I will come back and cook when I get back. And so that's what I did. Had a blast. I love doing those things. Yeah, so anyway. Now, granted, it was in a game, okay? It wasn't like out here, okay? But that's what makes me happy, and I had fun doing it, so. All right. So tell me, guys, what have y'all been up to? Today is Friday, so I got the weekend going on. And then I'm going to see what I'm going to do um, for the Friday and Saturday. I have quite a few of those meals prepared. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the meal plan aside for the next day or two and use up the meals that I know are on the plan and I can have and get those used up. And then I'll come back and because some of the meals that are on this week's is repeats from last week. And so like this morning it's salmon with cream cheese. Well, I don't have any of the smoked salmon anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scramble me up some eggs. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then for lunch, I have 2 more servings of that pizza. So I think what I'm going to do is for lunch, I'm going to have that pizza. And then for dinner, I'm going to have the pork chop that I made. The pork chop meal that I made. And that way it's just a heat up. And give myself a little grace, but still on the plan. Does that make sense? And so this is in week 2. And they do want me to start not just completely following a plan and get a little creative. And so that's what I'm going to do. That's why I meal prepped and made 2 to 4 servings of each meal prep, because the recipes that I'm going to be following, which is a lot of them, because there are thousands of these recipes that I can follow. They are prepped for like 2 to 4 meals. And so now what I want to do is I want to be creative and start using those recipes and creating meals 3 times a day, plus a snack that is following my plan. And so that's where they want me to be anyway. So I'm ready for it. So we're going to get in there. We're going to get some creative juices going. And I'm going to start creating some meals. And we'll see where we go from there. I've already got my my chart put together. And so I'm going to start adding up these carbs and proteins. And yeah. And see if I can come up with a carb and protein plan that is within my range for the day. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to be creative in the kitchen and do things for me in the kitchen. And so I'm excited about it. I love to take this time out here in the morning to observe, to hear, and to smell. And you know what I smell right now? Someone has a barbecue pit going on in this neighborhood. I can smell it. That's another thing, is that as this cool weather comes in, I'm going to get out my barbecue pit. It's a brand new one. It's a small one for myself, but it's a brand new one. And I've never, somebody's always started the fire for me in the pit. I've cooked on barbecues, okay? But somebody's always started it and said, okay, come on out. It's time for you to start cooking. And so I am ready to start cooking out on a barbecue pit. in the fall. I'm ready to start doing that. So guys, let's get inside, and when I'm hungry, let's get some breakfast done. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm finally hungry. So let me get my apron on for today. A clean apron. All of my aprons are dirty but this one. So I've had a productive week when I know all my aprons are dirty but one. Means I've been busy in the kitchen. Alright, so I have the skillet going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 pieces of bacon, got my 2 pieces of bacon. I want to let you know that my morning glucose reading this morning was better than it has been in over a year. Well, since I started checking my glucose reading about 9 months ago. Okay? So this is working, and this is without medication. Without medication, it was better. My fasting glucose was better than it has been for a long time. So, 2 pieces of bacon. I'm gonna make myself 2 pieces of bacon and 2 scrambled eggs this morning with some of the vegetables that I have left over. My goal is to use up these vegetables. So I don't want them to go to waste. And I'm gonna add some cheese to this as well. So while that is cooking, heating up, I'm going to take some of the bell peppers. I'm going to do about a half a cup. Let me find a half a cup. That's a fourth of a cup. Where's the half cup? There we go. Is it in the dishwasher that I ran last night? Did I throw it? I did. Here we go. Alright, the dishwasher ran last night, so these are clean dishes. And I'm going to put a half a cup of veggies in here, including mushrooms. So I can work on getting these used up. Older vegetables that I have. I'm going to use my kitchen scissors to do this. I am cutting up green bell pepper, 2 strips. 2 strips of orange bell pepper. strips of bread that here. And 2 strips of yellow bell pepper. Get my tongs out. Not quite crispy like I like, but I'm gonna flip it over anyway. Alright, let me get all of these. Okay, just put that. Get out some mushrooms. Half a cup of veggies. And then what cheese am I gonna put on? Let's see what cheeses I have. I have Gouda. I have Munster cheese. I have Swiss cheese, cream cheese, I have brie, one in here I haven't tried. Havarti. Let's do a Havarti, slice of Havarti cheese. All right, I need to get me a plate out. Let me flip these over one more time. I do want them crispy, but I want that bacon fat to render out of that. Let me put this back here. Let me get this and put it away. It's clean, so I'm going to put it in the cabinet and get it out of the way. I hope you guys realize, the ones of you that are following me every day, realize that my energy level is increasing. I think that I've rendered enough of the fat out of there, and that these will crisp up as they cool down. So in goes the vegetables. Half a cup. Throw some pepper in there. And some salt. Okay, let me find one of my mini lids in here that is going to fit over the top of this skillet. Let's see if this one is going to fit. And it does. So that when I do the eggs, one of you gave me a suggestion to put a lid over the top of it, and it will, I won't have to flip my eggs. So I'm going to try that. Get this Havarti cheese. I'm going to get it measured out on a scale. Need 1 ounce. I'm learning how many ounces each part of my meal needs to be, which is pretty cool. I need 1 ounce of cheese. Okay. 1½ slices of Havarti cheese, just 1 ounce. Okay, the veggies are sauteed, so I'm going to get them out of the pan. Go in here, I'm going to get a little bit more bacon fat in there. And I'm going to get me a bowl to scramble my egg in. Because I'm making an omelet this morning. I am hungry for an omelet. Got all the fixings for it. And it's on my diet plan. It's on my new eating path. So. Okay. fat in the pea. Dissolve it. 2 eggs going into the bowl. Get a fork out. Beat these eggs. That's not a fork, that's a spoon. My short little self. Just in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm pretty darn short. Nothing goes on the top shelves in my house because I can't reach it. Alright, we have eggs beat up. I am going to put a little salt in this, a touch of water. I'm working on getting my salt intake for the day. And so I'm adding salt into everything I cook because guess what, guys? That's one way I can do it. Here we go. In it goes. All of it's in there. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. Put the lid on it. I'll bring you back because watching a lid is not something you want to do. That it worked. Thank you, viewer, for explaining that to me. Back in the vegetables go on top of this. 1/2 of it. Then we're going to put that cheese in here. 1 1/2 slices. That's the half. So it's going to be loaded with some cheese. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's not going to fold over. They also told me to use a spatula. So the struggle is real with spatulas and me. I want y'all to see that. This struggle is real. Here we go. On the plate. All right. Flame off. This, my friends, is going to be my breakfast for this morning. 2 eggs, 1 ounce of cheese, 1/2 cup of veggies, and 2 pieces of bacon. Am I mad about that? Nope. I'm not. This is going to be delicious. I will see you guys when I get ready for lunch. Good afternoon, everyone. It is 3:07 in the afternoon, and I have my little readers on. We are going to get ready to do this, and part of the reason is because I'm hungry. And so I want to get this test done before I eat my lunch. I have to test for both items. So let me get each one of each of the strips out. And a lancet. And an alcohol prep pad. So let me get the alcohol prep pad open and ready to go. That's done. Let me get the lens set put in. That's ready. We get that water bottle out that I put all of my sharps and test strips in. Right, it's ready to go. We're gonna do the glucose first. I'm putting that test strip in. And here we go, cleaning off the area. I have been lotioning up my hands and my legs and my feet today and doing a little pampering on myself. That's another reason why I know I'm feeling better, is I'm doing things that I typically would have done for myself. And let me get all right. It worked. $89. It's below 100. Okay. Another blood sample out for this one. Oh, here we go. See what my ketones are. 0.9, so it is above 0.5. It is fluctuating a little bit, all right, but as long as it's above 0.5, I'm still in ketosis, so I'm good. All right, I'm gonna get all of this put up, and then I am going to, that's done. I'm going to turn this off so I can send my samples in. Hey everyone, I am using leftovers, so I'm going to pop this leftover pizza in the microwave, and this is what I'm going to have for lunch. I'll bring you back when I have it heated up. Here we go, it is heated up. I am going to sit down and enjoy this for lunch. And this, my friends, is why I cook up more than for myself. It makes it easier on me on days that I want to chill out and relax. Hey everyone, let's take the car for a spin, because I need to do that. We don't like cars sitting idle for too long. I am going to roll the window down to get a little fresh air. Gets me out of the house. So yeah, I'm going to take you guys with me. Make sure I'm not going to run into anyone. And hold on a minute. The sun is a little bright for me. And the eye doctor told me to wear the sunglasses. Big old sunglasses to protect those new eyes that I've received. So yeah, we're gonna take a spin. And yeah. So I'm taking it easy kind of today and using up some of the food that I already have in the refrigerator, already cooked. And that's the reason why I do that, is because I enjoy having days where I'm not in the kitchen responsible for cooking like the full meals that I've been cooking. And so for lunch today, I had 2 pieces of pizza. Let me tell you something about that pizza. When I order pizza from the restaurant, I could eat half of a large pizza by myself. The bread coast, the crust that was breaded. This pizza, the way that it's made with the cauliflower crust, I can only eat 2 pieces and I'm full. I'm really surprised at this new way of eating, and how do I put this? How I'm not hungry. Like, I don't get hungry very often, and I only eat when I get hungry. And so, like I said, I didn't think that this, to be honest, I didn't think that this would happen. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have some cravings. I'm gonna have some cravings. I'm gonna be wanting, bread and craving sweets and things like that. Actually, I'm not at all. I'm not craving it at all. Like I said, I was surprised. Now, I did have a day that I craved chocolate, and so I went to my African shake, and that's what I had for breakfast. But here's the thing: it was on that week that I did that week of scheduled meals. It was on the plan, and so that killed the craving for that chocolate for that week. And now I'm going to be really excited about creating my own daily eating log. Now, I did have a conversation with my coach today, and that's one of the things that I like about having a coach to bounce things off of. And I did have through text on the app, I had a conversation with my coach, and I talked to her because the plan that I was following had 15 grams of protein, and when I went to go look at the plan that they had outlined for me, it only said 12 grams of protein. So the plan that I thought I was supposed to be on, I was eating 3 more grams of protein every day than I was supposed to be eating. And still this happened. So I had a conversation with my coach about that. Somebody's dog is barking like crazy. So I had a conversation with my coach about that, and they bumped me up to 15 grams of protein from 12. And the reason is because I've been responding with 15 grams of protein. And that's what I've been eating, and it's been doing what they wanted. So they bumped it up to 15 grams of protein. So because what I have been eating is working. So there we go. So it's a work in progress. So, all right, I've taken my car for a spin. It is still driving and going. I do this every day these days because I went a few days, like 3 or 4 days, without driving my car. And when I came out here to drive it, the battery was dead again. So if I drive it every day, just around the block, then the battery stays charged. So now, here's the thing. Let me show you one thing. Because of my size, I'm not shy about it. I have an extension, and I unplugged the extension and put it right here in the middle of my car. And the reason I do that is because I don't want the computer on the car to recognize that something is, like, a seatbelt is on. But when the car discharged, I had left this plugged in. So that could be it. So now, from now on, I'm going to make it a point to unplug this from the car. And yeah. So I took the car for a spin today. It's good. Let's get back in the house. Good evening, everyone. I'm bringing you in to show you how I'm doing this. And to let you know that I'm doing the same thing that was happening here with this plan here. But what I want to do now is I want to plan my own. And so you can see that I had 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and a half a cup of peppers, vegetables. I did an ounce of cheese, coffee with half and half, and then I put how much it is for each meal. This was 4 ounces of protein, 5.75 carbohydrates. Then for lunch today, I had 2 of the pizzas, and I looked it up. It was 4 ounces of protein, and it was 12 carbohydrates. For dinner, I'm going to take that pork chops and zucchini dish out. It's 4 ounces of protein and 4 grams of carbohydrates. Then over here is the total for the entire, and then my snack. I am going to have me 1 ounce of cheese, and I'm going to have the sugar snap peas that I have left over, and it's 5 grams and 2 protein, plus I'm going to have the 2 coffees, which is going to add another. I'm going to have 2 coffees tonight, which is going to be, I'm going to make a pot of coffee, decaf coffee, and have it, and it's going to be 1 extra carbohydrate, because I only had 28 carbohydrates for the whole day, and I only had 13 proteins, 13 ounces of protein. So they upped me. They had it at 12 They upped me to 15 because I've been doing 15 and been doing well on 15. So they upped me today to 15. And so I'm well within the range of 12 to 15 ounces of protein. And so I'm at 13. So this is how I do it. I literally go to each one of these and I add up how many proteins and how many carbs, just like the examples did on the sheet. And I plan each day out. I start in the morning and plan out my breakfast and try to do my lunch. And then throughout the day, I come back and finish off the rest of the plan for the day. Now, eventually, I might do a full week. But right now, I'm using up what I have in the refrigerator and freezer. So that's how I'm going to do this. So right now, I'm going to get out that dish of pork chops and zucchini. I'm going to pop it in the microwave, and I'll bring you back when I have it heated up. I'm bringing you in to show you that I have now a prepared meal for myself for tonight, and I have the coffee running. And I'll bring you back when I have my evening snack put together.